Please arrest me right now! The woman's scream echoed through the empty street at 2:47 a.m., her desperate voice cracking with anguish as she stood directly in the path of the police car, arms raised in surrender, tears streaming down her face. I'm killing my baby, do you hear me? I'm 8 months pregnant and I'm killing my child. Please, you have to arrest me, lock me up. It's the only way to stop me. Officer Marcus Bennett slammed on his brakes, the patrol car screeching to a halt, just feet from the shaking figure illuminated in his headlights. What he saw in that moment would change 2 lives forever. But what he didn't know yet was that this desperate woman's plea for arrest would lead to something no one could have predicted. Now, if this story has already grabbed your attention, we need your help. We're on a mission to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year, and your subscription would mean the world to us. Please take just 2 seconds to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Your support helps us share more powerful true stories like this one. Thank you so much. Now let me take you back to where this incredible night began. The city streets were quiet at 2:47 a.m. on a cold November night. Officer Marcus Bennett had been patrolling the downtown district of Minneapolis for the past 6 hours, his shift nearing its end. At 34 years old with 8 years on the force, Marcus had seen plenty during his night patrols, but mostly the late-night hours were filled with routine checks and the lonely monotony of driving through empty streets while the rest of the city slept. Marcus was a dedicated officer who joined the force because he genuinely wanted to help people. He'd grown up in a rough neighborhood where he'd seen how poverty and addiction could trap entire families. His own older brother had struggled with addiction for years before finally getting clean. That experience had shaped Marcus's approach to policing. He believed in second chances and treating people with dignity, even at their lowest moments. As Marcus drove slowly down Hennepin Avenue, he noticed something unusual ahead. A figure was standing in the middle of the street, directly in the path of his patrol car. As he got closer, he could see it was a woman, thin and visibly shaking, wearing inadequate clothing for the frigid November night. Just a thin jacket, torn jeans, and sneakers with holes in them. Marcus slowed down and turned on his spotlight. The woman didn't move. She just stood there, her arms wrapped around herself, tears streaming down her face, screaming those desperate words that would haunt him. "Ma'am, are you okay?" Marcus called out, his heart pounding. "I need you to step to the side of the road. I'm not going to arrest you. Please just step to the side so we can talk." The woman looked up at him with desperate eyes. She was young, maybe mid-20s, with matted brown hair and a face that showed the unmistakable signs of long-term drug use. "Please," she said, her voice breaking as she dropped her arms. "Please, I need help. I don't know where else to go. Arrest me. Lock me up. It's the only way I'll stop using." Marcus approached slowly. As he got closer, he noticed something that made his heart sink. The woman was pregnant, probably 8 months along, based on what he could see. "Ma'am, I'm Officer Bennett. Can you tell me your name?" "Sarah," she whispered. "Sarah Mitchell. I'm sorry for stopping you like this. I didn't know what else to do. I'm 8 months pregnant. I don't have anywhere to go. I've been sleeping in doorways and under bridges. And I'm addicted to drugs, heroin and meth. I've been using for 6 years, and I know I'm killing my baby. I know it. But I can't stop. I've tried and I can't, and I'm so scared, and I do not want to die like this. And I'm at rock bottom, and I don't know what to do anymore." The words came out in a rush, punctuated by sobs. Sarah looked at Marcus with eyes that held a desperate, fragile hope. The look of someone who had been let down so many times, but had decided to take one last chance on the possibility that someone might care. Marcus felt something tighten in his chest. "Okay, Sarah," he said softly, taking off his jacket and placing it around her shoulders. "First thing, let's get you warm and safe. When's the last time you ate?" Sarah looked confused. I don't remember. Maybe yesterday. Someone gave me half a sandwich." "All right. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take you to get some food, and then we're going to find you a place that can help. There's a treatment facility not far from here that specializes in helping pregnant women with addiction. Does that sound okay?" Sarah stared at him. "You're not arresting me?" "No, Sarah, I'm not arresting you. You came to me asking for help, and that's what I'm going to give you." Marcus guided her to his patrol car and radioed dispatch that he was transporting a pregnant woman in crisis to a treatment facility. As they drove to a 24-hour diner, Sarah sat hunched in the passenger seat, still shaking. "Why are you being nice to me?" Sarah asked. "Most cops just tell people like me to move along." Marcus was quiet for a moment. "My older brother struggled with heroin addiction for a long time. He's been sober now for 4 years, but it was a hard road. So I know that addiction isn't a moral failing, it's a disease. And I know that beneath the addiction there's a person who deserves help and dignity." He glanced at her. "Plus you're pregnant. That baby deserves a chance at a healthy life. And you're brave enough to ask for help, which tells me you still have hope." Sarah started crying harder. "I used to be a good person. I had a job. I was going to community college. I wanted to be a teacher. And then I got in a car accident, and they prescribed me pain pills, and I got hooked. And when the prescription ran out, someone told me heroin was cheaper, and I thought I'd just use it until the pain got better, but I couldn't stop, and I lost everything. Everything." At the diner, Marcus ordered food for Sarah: scrambled eggs, toast, soup, orange juice. As she ate with desperate hunger, she told him her story. How the car accident at 19 had led to opioid prescriptions, how those had led to street drugs, how her addiction had cost her everything, including her relationship with her parents. "My parents tried to help at first. They paid for rehab twice, but I kept relapsing. The third time I stole money from my mom's purse, they told me I couldn't come home anymore. That was 2 years ago. I haven't seen them since." Marcus showed her information about Hope Haven, a residential treatment facility that specialized in treating pregnant women with substance use disorders. "They can take you tonight. They'll do medical evaluation, start you on safe detox, and provide prenatal care. You won't be separated from your baby after birth." "Why are you doing this?" Sarah asked. "You don't even know me." "Because everyone deserves a chance, Sarah. Everyone." They drove to Hope Haven, arriving just after 4 a.m. A nurse named Rachel greeted them warmly. As they stood at the entrance, Sarah hesitated, suddenly terrified. "I don't know if I can do this," she whispered. Marcus took her hands. "Sarah, you are one of the bravest people I've ever met. You stopped a police car and asked for help. That takes courage. You've already taken the hardest step, and I'm going to check in on you, make sure you're doing okay." Sarah hugged him fiercely. "Thank you for seeing me as a person. Thank you for giving me hope." Over the following weeks, Marcus called Hope Haven regularly to check on Sarah's progress. The first week of medically supervised detox was brutal, but she got through it. By the third week, she'd had her first prenatal appointment. The baby was showing remarkable resilience despite everything. Marcus shared updates with his brother David, who became a regular visitor and mentor to Sarah, offering the perspective of someone who'd overcome addiction himself. 3 months later, Marcus received a call. Sarah had gone into labor at 36 weeks. 12 hours later, another call. She'd given birth to a healthy baby boy, 7 pounds, 2 ounces. No signs of withdrawal. The doctors called it remarkable. When Marcus visited the hospital, Sarah was holding her son with an expression of wonder and fierce love. "Marcus," she said, "I want you to meet someone. This is my son. His name is Marcus David Mitchell. I named him after you and your brother, the 2 people who saved my life." Marcus felt tears stream down his face. "Sarah, that's such an honor." "You gave me my life back," Sarah said simply. "You saw me at my absolute lowest, and you treated me like I mattered. This baby is alive and healthy because of you." 6 months after that November night, Marcus was called into his captain's office. Captain Rodriguez explained that Hope Haven had contacted the department about Marcus's actions with Sarah. "The department is recommending you for a commendation. Sarah Mitchell herself wants to be present for the ceremony and tell her story. This is going to be news, Bennett. Your story represents the best of what policing can be." The commendation ceremony took place on a sunny afternoon in May. The room was packed with officers, city officials, and media. After opening remarks from department leadership, Sarah walked to the podium carrying 6-month-old Marcus. She looked nothing like the desperate woman from that November night. Her hair was clean and styled, her face had filled out, and her eyes were clear and bright, full of life and purpose. 6 months ago, Sarah began, I was standing in the middle of a dark street at 3 in the morning, with no hope and no future. I was 8 months pregnant, homeless, and in the grip of addiction. I had lost everything. And then Officer Marcus Bennett stopped his patrol car. She paused, looking at Marcus. I expected judgment. I expected to be arrested. But that's not what happened. Officer Bennett saw me. Not my addiction, not my circumstances, but me. The human being underneath all the pain. And he helped. He bought me food. He talked to me like I was a person who mattered. He got me into treatment. He checked on me throughout my recovery. He never judged. He just helped. She held up her baby. This is my son, Marcus David Mitchell. I named him after Officer Bennett and his brother because they saved both of our lives. My son is healthy. I've been clean for 6 months. I'm back in contact with my family. I'm taking college classes. I have hope and a future. Sarah's voice filled with emotion. Officer Bennett showed me that police officers can be helpers and healers. He treated me with dignity when I had none left. Thank you, from the bottom of my heart, for saving us. The room erupted in applause. Marcus stood and walked to Sarah, who handed him baby Marcus. The baby looked up at him with curious eyes, and Marcus felt his heart overflow. This was why he'd become a police officer. In his acceptance speech, Marcus was brief. I didn't do anything special. I just treated Sarah the way I'd want someone to treat my brother or my daughters if they were in crisis. Sarah did the hard work. She got clean. She stayed clean. She's building a new life. All I did was open a door. She's the one who had the courage to walk through it. The story made national news. CNN, major newspapers, and networks across the country ran features about Officer Marcus Bennett and Sarah Mitchell. The story resonated because it offered hope and showed that addiction could be overcome and that police officers could be agents of healing. The national attention had ripple effects. The Minneapolis Police Department implemented new training on trauma-informed policing and compassionate crisis intervention. Other major cities adopted similar programs. Marcus became involved in training new officers, making compassionate response a cornerstone of his teaching. 2 years after that November night, Sarah graduated from community college with her degree in education. Marcus and his family attended, cheering when her name was called. Her parents were there too, reconciled with their daughter, openly weeping with happiness. I did it, Sarah said to Marcus after the ceremony. I'm going to be a teacher. She told him about a woman she'd met at work who was struggling with addiction. I gave her the number for Hope Haven. I told her my story. That's what you did for me. You showed me compassion was possible. Now I get to do that for other people. 3 years after that November night, Marcus received an invitation to an event at Hope Haven. The facility was dedicating a new wing, the Marcus Bennett Family Recovery Center, funded by donations after Sarah's story went viral. The wing would provide expanded services for pregnant women and mothers in recovery. At the dedication ceremony, Sarah spoke with confidence. She'd completed her bachelor's degree and was now teaching 3rd grade. 3-year-old Marcus sat with his grandparents in the front row. This center is named after Officer Bennett, but it represents something bigger, Sarah said. It represents the belief that every person deserves a chance at recovery, that addiction is a disease that can be treated, and that how we treat people in their darkest moments can save lives. She pulled out a piece of paper. I keep a list of people I've been able to help because you helped me. The woman from work, clean for 2 years now. I sponsor 3 women in my NA meetings. I talk to my students about kindness and second chances. After a presentation I did at a high school, 2 students came forward saying they needed help with pills. Sarah's voice filled with emotion. You saved 2 lives that November night. But you saved more than that. You saved every life I've been able to touch because you gave me the chance to recover. You started a chain reaction of compassion, and this center will continue that work. 5 years after that November night, Marcus was promoted to sergeant. Sarah had become a respected teacher and advocate for addiction recovery. Young Marcus was in kindergarten, a bright, curious child who loved books and asking endless questions. On the 5th anniversary, Marcus and Sarah met for coffee at the same diner where he'd first bought her food. Sarah showed him a photo album documenting 5 years of recovery. Graduations, teaching moments, young Marcus growing up, family reunions, her 5-year sobriety coin. "This is the life you gave me," Sarah said through tears. "Every single one of these moments exists because you stopped that night. I don't take a single day for granted." Marcus showed her a photo of a young woman outside Hope Haven, holding a baby. "This is Jessica. I encountered her 3 months ago in a similar situation. I thought of you and did the same thing. Got her food, talked to her, took her to Hope Haven. She's now 2 months clean. She told me when things get hard. She thinks about your story and it gives her hope." Sarah stared at the photo, tears flowing. "This is the ripple effect. You helped me, I help others. You help others. And on it goes." As they prepared to leave, Sarah took Marcus's hands. "5 years ago, I was ready to die. Today, I'm a teacher, a mother, and a person in long-term recovery. The difference is you, your compassion, your choice to help. I will spend the rest of my life trying to be for others what you were for me." Marcus squeezed her hands. "You've already kept that promise, Sarah. Every person you've helped, every student you've inspired, you've been keeping that promise, and I'm so proud of you." The story of Officer Marcus Bennett and Sarah Mitchell became more than news. It became a symbol of hope, a reminder of what's possible when we choose compassion over judgment. It inspired police training changes across the country, gave hope to people struggling with addiction, and reminded everyone that we all have the power to change someone's life. Sometimes saving a life isn't about dramatic rescues. Sometimes it's simply about stopping when someone asks for help, seeing their humanity when others see only problems, offering dignity when they've lost everything else, believing in their potential when they've stopped believing in themselves. That's what Marcus Bennett did on a cold November night. He stopped. He listened. He helped. And in doing so, he saved 2 lives, started a ripple effect of compassion, and reminded everyone that sometimes the most powerful thing we can offer another human being is simply our willingness to care. Thank you so much for watching Sarah and Marcus's incredible story until the very end. If this story touched your heart and reminded you that compassion can change everything, please do 3 things for us. First, subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell. We're working hard to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year, and every single subscription brings us closer to that goal. Your support means absolutely everything to us. Second, in the comments below, please tell us what city you're watching from. We love knowing that these stories are reaching people all around the world, and it helps us understand our amazing community better. And third, leave your opinion about this story. Did it move you? Did it change how you think about addiction and compassion? Your feedback is incredibly important for the evolution of this channel. We read every single comment, and your thoughts help us create better content for you. Thank you for being part of this journey with us. See you in the next story.